What's up, guys? Welcome back to the theater here. Just wanted to give you a little update on some things. We haven't, if you haven't seen them, I'll link them in the end cards at the end of the video here. I've done a theater tour here, and I've also done a library tour. And there's 3 videos in total, I believe, so far. 2 videos are about the actual gear within the theater room, which is the projector, the screen. I think I even talk about the seats and all that stuff. It's 2 parts because I realized that I had forgotten a couple things, so I added those in the second video. There's another video that is a quick library tour. It's a spine tour that was requested by a viewer. And then there's a third one kind of covering a new control center I added for the room. All that stuff is in the list here, and I'll link to a couple of those videos at the end of this. But what I want to do today is kind of go over some of the memorabilia that's in the room. Someone actually asked me about that, what I might have as far as signed things and what I kind of keep here to sort of spruce up the room and make it cool. So let's get into it. Okay, so right here below the screen I have a couple of things that are very, very important to me. The first is this Family of Fear poster signed by many of the people in the film. This is a documentary I made, my most current film actually. It's a documentary about a haunted house attraction that is out there on physical media to get. It's out there to stream also, so hit up Amazon and you'll find that, or fourconefilms.com/shop to see all the options. This poster here is a previous feature that I made called Dramatique, documentary about a murder mystery dinner theater, signed by the cast. That movie is also streaming on Amazon if you'd like to see it. Okay, so moving around the room, this is an Epiphone electric guitar. Not an expensive guitar whatsoever, very inexpensive. I think it was about $200. This actually, because my dad is a musician, was gifted to him by my sister and I on a birthday or something, and he began to develop arthritis in his hands and just couldn't play well anymore and was afraid the guitar was going to go to waste, so he wanted me to have it. And so I don't play it because I have something else that I play most often, and you'll see that in a moment. But it's nice. It looks pretty on the wall. It's nice to have here. I'm a musician myself, so I'm proud to have it. Alright, so we're going to go up these steps here. High step, and we'll show you what we have next. So this is a Lou Ferrigno signed Incredible Hulk poster. I met him on a production shoot at a convention. He did sign this poster somewhere here, if I can find that and focus on it for you. There we go. Signed by him. He is a super cool guy and very intimidating. He makes you feel very small when you stand next to him. Big dude, super, super nice guy. I had this poster for a long time. I grew up watching reruns of this show on TV, and when I saw he was going to be there, I rolled it up and took it with me. Alright, so what we have hanging here needs to be cleaned big time. It is a Gibson Les Paul guitar. For any of you who happen to know about guitars, I've had this guitar for over 20 years. It is the guitar that I play on a very regular basis, and I score projects with it and that kind of thing. So, well, not really memorabilia. It is an important part of the room. Right, so here, this was just a decorator piece. Nothing really memorabilia about it. Just a cool piece of decoration. I liked it in the room. Now, I did an article on this movie for Paramount. I did a review of the film, and I actually really liked it a lot. It's the only one of this franchise that I actually like. So they sent me this Mondo limited print. They sent me actually 2 of them, and another reviewer that I was working with. I actually gifted that to him. So next to it is something very, very special to me. Jorge Perez, one of the great Marvel and DC authors and artists, was doing some custom artwork at a convention for the Comic Book Legal Defense Fund. And he drew this for me. Of course, I paid for it, but it was a commission, which is something these bigger artists don't do. And You'll see here, like other YouTubers here, I had a weight loss journey of my own. There's me when I was much larger, me and him together. He drew this, and it's beautiful. And if you come in close, I'll try to come in a little closer and see if we can see it. What I love about this is when you look at it closely, you can see the blue pin marks of the original sketch. And then, there you go. Then he traced over his own drawing there with black pen. Very cool. Okay, moving on over to the shelf. I love the look of old cameras, especially old cameras that mean something to me. Excuse these things. It's either things I'm watching or I've loaned out. Like when I loan my movies, I tend to keep the slip covers so that they don't get beat up. These cameras all have some meaning to me. Well, not all of them. One of them does not, but this camera here was my first camera, first digital camera. I shot my first documentary with this, and it's just a handy cam that came from Best Buy. This is a very old Polaroid, I think from the 70s, belonged to my grandfather. Just kind of keep it, just reminds me of him. So there. And this actually came from an estate sale. This old camera, old film camera, came from an estate sale. A friend of mine picked this up in a box, like a lot of them, and I took this camera from him. Just looks cool. Moving forward, you can kind of see me in the reflection there. My PJs, we've got the Phantasm ball. This is why I haven't bought the new Wellgo release of the Phantasm box set. I really want it, but I don't want another Phantasm ball. I have one, and I love it. And I guess moving things around, it's kind of tilted down there. So the movies are actually inside the ball there. Moving up, I've got a BB-8 there that was gifted to me for my birthday. Those movies are less good to me now than they were. They don't hold up, the Star Wars movies, the new ones, but I do still like BB-8. He's cool. Alright, so moving over, at an event, was doing some writing for a website. Fox and Scully were there. Fox Mulder and Dana Scully, X-Files, they were there and signed this for me. So here, this is something that my girlfriend bought. I think it's really funny. At a Amazon like treasure truck. I don't know if you have the treasure truck in your area, but treasure truck sells something different every day, and you can go to the truck and buy it. Well, they had these Star Wars themed pins, and I thought this one was hilarious because it is a treasure truck that's Star Wars themed. I don't know if that'll be available anywhere else. I just knocked stuff over here, of course. And here we have the pack of pins that they were actually featuring. And back there, as a trooper character or whatever from the new series. I don't know, I'm just not into the new stuff. And this stuff is going to be annoying to me because it doesn't stand up. Alright, so there's that. And then what I knocked over was this little Enterprise here. It's die-cast metal with kind of weird rubbery nacelles for the ship. I like it though. It's cool. So here we have a picture. I believe this was in New York City. My girlfriend and I took this together. This book right here, I'm not going to go through it now. That'll be a separate video in and of itself. But this is a book of autographs that I've gotten at various conventions. We'll pull that out and go through it together. There's some great books here. Standouts is this one, if you can find it. It's a book company called FAB Press. It's all about the most extreme horror films. I have some film books here as a film teacher, so I have things, and then some comic book collections. I'm at, once again, there's another little sign thing. This was at a press event for a video game that was coming out. Moving over more, just a couple of art pieces here, nothing special. This is a Fantasy Film Ball trophy that one of the players actually broke the tip. That name will not be given. And this is the winner. I had to put it on here for him because we are in quarantine. He couldn't be here. If you want to know more about Fantasy Film Ball, hit me up in the comments. Here's a cool picture taken in New York City by my girlfriend when we were out kind of just hitting the city. I really love this picture a lot. Down here, someone just gifted this bank to me. I'm not sure where it came from, to be honest with you. I have put a little bit of money into it. This is a cinematic universe there, and another bank that was gifted to me. I've got a lot of change in that one. Now back here behind this, let me see if I can move this so you can see it better. These are not pops, these are mugs. Mugs didn't really take off. They didn't really become a thing the way pops did. But I was doing coverage at San Diego Comic-Con, and this was a Comic-Con exclusive, I think back in 2011. You could only get this at Comic-Con, and I made sure to make time to go and pick it up, an Avengers mug set. And I you know, it wasn't even a thing about value or whatever, I love the Avengers. So I wanted to have that. So, all right, let's see. Other memorabilia moving forward. Up here, this is a very weird thing. This is a promo piece for Star Wars Rogue One from Gillette. They sent that to me as a promo. I'm not sure why, but it is on Macari right now because it doesn't really fit what I'm doing here. Cool piece of little Star Trek die-cast character there. Yeah. We got a movie set. All right, moving over, more memorabilia. So it is odd that these are just Blu-rays, of course, that my most hated Marvel movie, Thor Ragnarok, I have this lithograph from it, or whatever you call these things. This was sent in a package of things to me by Disney when I signed up for the movie club. I don't know what I'm going to do with that. I hate that movie, though, so it probably will not stay here. Up here, I'm going to see if I can get this without climbing up. Something very important to me. This is my slate for film productions. And anytime I finish a film, I leave what was on that slate on it until I do the next thing. So it's unfortunately stayed very unused because of pandemic. Moving over, we got family pictures. Don't really need to go into those, but I have some guitar picks here. AC/DC, Cinderella, Black Label Society, a couple of Black Label Societies there. Just cool bands, hardcore bands, or hard rock bands anyway, if you like that kind of stuff. I do. All right, so moving around the room, got the booze happening there. This was a very cool, or is a very cool, Mad Max Fury Road limited edition print that was sent to me for Christmas by a very good friend. I love this thing, so it had to kind of go up over the bar. And you can see Shiny Chrome Mayhem. Yeah, love it. Very cool. Moving over. Just a piece of art. Also a birthday gift. Okay, so when I moved into this new space, we have talked about this on the show quite a bit. Someone did rob my storage facility and take a bunch of my Blu-rays, but this was framed and left sitting in there, and I was so relieved. It did take a little bit of damage. Looking at it close, you'll see where it's torn now because they broke it, but I have worked hard to try and get as many autographs at different events I've gone to from the cast, and I've done pretty good for the ones who are living. Sadly, I couldn't meet Leatherface's father. I'm drawing a blank on his name right now because he has passed. But this is a very cool poster, one of my most favorite things. Stepping down. All right. This was a gift to me. Sho Kosugi, to me, his movies Revenge of the Ninja, Ninja 3 Domination, which is hilarious. Others, Ninja Assassin, a little more recently. He is the first TV superhero, or movie theatrical like superhero. He did a lot of Canon Films work, and I loved his stuff. The badass martial artist. This was a movie poster that hung in a theater, and it was in really great shape. Someone picked it up and gifted it to me. Now, this section here, this is where we're going to kind of wrap our tour up. I'm not going to go through these unless I get messages asking me to. I keep these 3 things here. I think they came from like Hobby Lobby or whatever. But every time I do a film festival, I speak at a film event or a convention, I generally keep the laminate because it's kind of fun sometimes just to sort of sit down and go through them and look at some of the things I've done. I unfortunately haven't kept every one, but I kept a lot of them. If you want to see those, you want to live vicariously through me and let me remember why or what I used to do before quarantine, let me know. We'll pull them down and go through them. But that's basically what that's all about. So generally, that is the memorabilia that is in this room. It may feel sparse to some people, but I don't like things just overcrowded with decoration and that kind of thing. And I really want things that go up to mean something to me. Now that said, that area there on either side of the projector, I would like to put some cool stuff up there at some point. So as I acquire something, I'll put that up there. That's going to do it for this memorabilia tour of the theater. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a like and a subscribe, and hit that notification bell and stay up with me on other things I got coming. I've got some more pickups coming, and some more cool stuff. So until next we meet, pull something cool off of your shelf, share with your friends and family, and remind them why physical media is the best way to watch movies and TV. I'll see you soon.